Hello everybody and welcome back to another new vlog. Thank you for joining me once again. What camera should you buy? That's an age-old question really, isn't it? And in just a moment I'm going to tell you exactly which camera you should buy and the reasons why. But before I do that, and before I get into the vlog, please remember to give this video a thumbs up, and also if you could remember to subscribe to my channel, that would be great, because that really helps the channel going forward, and it means that I can continue making content like this. So thanks for that. I'm going to show you a composition now that I've just taken a shot of, and basically what I'm trying to do with this composition is to explain to you exactly which camera you should buy and why. So take a look at this. So if you take a look at these trees just in front of me, there's a path that runs up around these trees, either side of them, and what I'm trying to do is capture these trees in portrait orientation because it suits the composition to do so. And as you can see there, with the trees being very tall, I want the composition to be quite narrow and tall as well. So I don't want the fence on the left hand side just here to be in the composition at all. There is a little bit of it poking through in the shot, however I can crop that out when I do the editing later on. If you set your composition up correctly using any camera, basically the composition isn't going to change. So I could have one camera on my tripod, set up my composition just here, and then take the camera off the tripod, put a completely different camera on the tripod, and still have exactly the same composition. It doesn't matter which camera you use to take your shots, because your shots are all in your own imagination, in your own head, and they are the way that you see the image yourself. So I hope you like this image. I'm going to move on and see if I can capture another image and try and explain it to you a little bit more. I've come back to a spot that I've been to a couple of times before. I'm standing on a little bridge over this brook behind me, and along here you can see the brook kind of meanders through the woodland, and there's a tree which is lying across the brook a little bit further up there, and I wanted to capture a shot of that. I've captured this shot before in the autumn, when all the leaves and all the foliage were orange and brown and golden because of the autumn conditions, but now obviously you can see that everything's a lot greener. The image is very much more interesting because of that, but I just like this composition anyway, and as you'll see from the image in just a moment, it's very much about this composition. The camera doesn't matter. I could have come here with any camera whatsoever and taken that shot. Now if you're an amateur, a hobbyist photographer who is just trying to look for a camera that will help you just enjoy your hobby and take some nice photos, then any camera will do the job. If you're, say, a media student or a journalism student or even a photography student, and you're on a budget and you just want a camera that will help you document the work that you are doing, then really any camera will do the job. In my case, however, I'm a landscape photographer and a YouTube creator, so what I'm trying to do here is use my camera to take video footage and also to take photos, so it becomes a hybrid camera. So for me, finding a camera that will do both of those things is slightly more important than finding a camera which is cheap, very easy to use. So what I've decided to do instead is spend a little bit more money on the camera that I've bought. You don't have to do that if you don't feel like you need to. As I say, the image is all about the composition, how you see the composition, how you want to represent that within your photography. That's entirely up to you. So the camera doesn't matter. I'm going to move on and try and capture another shot, and then I'll talk a little bit more to you about cameras and what you should buy and why. This here is my next composition. You'll notice that here on the right hand side of the image I've got this tree which acts as a frame and a kind of balance for the rest of the image, and then I've got the path, the bench, the brook and everything else leading towards that bridge just there behind me. And the idea is that I take a shot of all of those things and bring them all together. But I have noticed that just at the edge of the bridge, the stonework comes out a little way onto the path on both sides. You'll notice that over there as well. And what I want to do is make sure I don't cut any of those off. I don't want the tree on the right hand side here to cut off any of the stonework from the bridge on this edge here, but I also don't want the bench itself to cut that off either. I'm very close to it, but it looks okay from where I'm standing. So I've taken that image. I hope you like that, and like I say, it's all about the composition, not the camera. I think there's probably just one more image that I'd like to take. It's not too far away, so I'm going to make my way over there now and capture that image. And again, this is going to be another one that's very different to all of the images I've taken so far, but it's something that I've shot previously, which obviously changes as the landscape changes during the course of the year. So I'm going to revisit and shoot something else, and I think that'll be about it for this vlog today. This image is one that I've shot at several different times throughout the course of the year. It's quite an obvious shot because it's quite an obvious composition. You've got a tree on the far side of the path there. You've got this path that runs through the middle of the image. This tree has this great big limb sticking out of it that comes all the way across above the path. And then there's another tree a little bit further back on the far side of the path. And the limb of the first tree seems to reach out towards and connect with the second tree. It doesn't actually connect at all, it just looks as though it is from this position. So I've taken this image, I quite like it. I hope you like that image. So let's just have a bit of a recap on what we've talked about today. Basically, your camera doesn't really matter. What camera should you buy? It makes no difference whatsoever. You can shoot great images with whichever camera you've got available to you. So if you've got a small budget and you can only afford to buy a cheap camera, then buy that and just enjoy using that and make the most of the camera that you've got. If you've got a slightly bigger budget and you want to be a hybrid shooter like myself, then maybe you want to take into consideration video performance of a camera as well as photo performance, and again that means just increasing your budget slightly and making the best use you can of the camera that you've got or that you can afford. But realistically, you don't need to consider getting the most expensive camera if it's something that you're not going to need. Basically, before you make the decision to buy a camera, always do your research and decide what camera you are going to need for yourself, what you need the camera to be able to do, and then purchase your camera around what you think is best for you in your own personal circumstances. It really is that simple. So what camera should you buy? Whichever one is best suited to you. I'm going to call it quits for this vlog now. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. I hope you've enjoyed the images. On my way back from here, I'm going to see if I can capture one more shot, and I'll show you this image and my last one at the end of the video. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed this vlog, then please remember to like and subscribe. You can send me any comments that you want to send me as well, and I'll try and respond to every one of your comments. And I will see you again on another vlog very soon. Bye for now.